Welcome to Pop and Culture Podcast, episode number 36. I'm Jay.
I'm Adrian.
Holy shit, 36 episodes.
Right? Like it is. And it seems like we missed a couple weeks. We're almost at a year of this.
Yeah. We're 9 months, I think. Because I think it was September when we started. Or was it August? I don't even remember now.
But still,
It's getting close.
It's getting close.
We're cutting it at a year, right? I mean, that's the...
Oh, yeah. No, we're done with this shenanigans after a year.
This is like the Batman Eternal of podcasts.
So we're going to cut it after a year. And then we're going to find out it actually did really well. And we're going to bring it on back.
There we go.
But it's actually going to be alternate universe versions of us.
The trick is going to be that this has actually been an alternate universe the entire time.
Oh, shit.
Oh
my God. I wonder what alternate universe me looks like. Probably like me, now that I think about it.
Except he's probably wearing a Cavaliers shirt.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
In the other universe, it went the other way.
That son of a bitch. That is right. I'm
You are rocking.
Out. Yes. So excited. I will get into that as soon as I have a beer.
Okay, let's do that. What are we drinking?
We're drinking the Firestone Walker Wookie Jack. It's a black rye IPA. I'm usually not loving IPAs right now. For some reason, I'm just not on an IPA kick.
I never am.
But black rye just kind of hit home with me.
I've definitely never had a rye IPA, so I'm very interested.
We have a couple beers in the fridge, and none of them were just grabbing me. Oh, it smells hoppy.
It's real dark too.
That is super dark. That is like insert racist comment here, dark. I mean, I had like 9. I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to use.
Yeah. Here's the drop down. Pick one.
Or if you have a new one, tweet it to me. I'd love to hear a new one that I don't know.
That's at Pop and Culture Podcast.
Okay, how is it?
It's very good. It's definitely rye. You can tell that it's not the normal barley in there.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
Yeah, that's really good.
So where did you pick this up at?
Special Brews.
I haven't been there in so long. I feel bad.
I also haven't been in so long because I've been traveling.
Right.
I walk in, get the bottle, and it was the blonde girl who barely remembers us.
Right.
She's like, all right, see you later, Adrian. I'm like, oh, no.
Ooh.
Now I feel like I have to come in more. Way to guilt me into it. Plus, I got a stainless steel growler, so...
Oh, you picked one up finally?
I picked one up finally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you used it yet?
For water.
Okay.
I mean, it's going to be used for beer.
Yeah.
Originally, so now that you all need to know this, I was in Woodinville for most of the day.
Right.
Woodinville is where the Red Hook Brewery is.
Yes, it is.
So I'm all like, yes, I'm going to stop by Red Hook because they have this dry hopped ESB.
You were telling me about that.
So good. So I go into Red Hook and I'm like, I don't have my growler. I'll buy one. They're all out of them.
Oh.
Of the small ones.
Right.
And I just didn't want to buy another big one.
No.
Because I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have time to drink it.
Well, depends on how hard you try.
Well, I mean, it is appropriate and acceptable to drink a little before your flight. My flight's at 11 o'clock.
I would say encouraged.
Yeah.
Even when I fly out at 7 in the morning, I still drink beforehand.
I remember where we went someplace.
We went to Anaheim.
Yep.
And it was like, it was a 6:50 flight.
Oh, so early.
And at 6 o'clock, I was in the bar.
What? We did another flight where we were coming home. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning. We had a beer on the plane, and it was an IPL.
It's when we were coming back from Calgary. Yes, Calgary. And it was I want to say Alaska.
It was Alaska.
It was Alaskan Airlines. I think it was
IPL.
Alaskan Brewery.
Yeah, they only carry Alaskan Brewery.
Right.
And it was bad. Not like this.
I enjoyed the IPL.
No, sir. You were mistaken.
Okay.
But yes, let's talk about the garb.
Okay.
So I've been watching a lot of NBA Finals because it's finals time, baby.
Right.
Seattle does not have a team.
No, they don't.
So you have to choose. So you have to adopt a team. More news on our sports later.
Okay.
So you have to adopt a team.
Right.
I adopt one on each coast. I got the Bulls and I got Golden State. Why did you make that face?
The Bulls are kind of in the middle, not a coast.
Yeah, but think about it like you split it in half.
You've got an East and a West.
I got an East and a West.
Okay.
I got the Bulls and I got the Golden State.
Okay, now let me ask you this. How long have you had Golden State? please tell me it was not just this year.
No,
Because
no.
so many people
Not just
are
this year.
bandwagon.
Not just this year. So one of the guys I work for, huge basketball fan, which is funny because you don't look at him and be
No.
like, that dude
No,
loves basketball.
when you told me how much he was into basketball, I'm like NBA Jam or like
Oh, like he is in. So he got me into Golden State.
Okay.
So I was just Bulls.
Okay.
And he got me to Golden State a couple of years ago. And I liked him, and I pay attention, and I watch the games when I can. I don't have the NBA package like I do the MLB package, but I do track it and I watch it and everything else. And then him and I start going to games.
Okay.
Which then, of course, you get amped up because you're at the games and this and that, and we're having fun. Then we start going to the finals games, which gets even more into it.
Yeah.
So after that, I'm all like, so this was the free shirt you got for going to the finals game.
Okay.
So everyone was in the same shirt.
Got it.
So I wore that, and then, as you know, I have a collection of baseball caps.
True to that.
So I acquired another one. But yesterday was the finals game, Game 6. And they won.
They did. They are the champions.
They are the 2015 champions. It's very bittersweet for me because had they lost and it went to Game 7,
you would have been at that game.
I would have been at Game 7.
Right. Yeah. I would have been home either way, so it doesn't.
Either way, though, I've been watching a lot of NBA and a lot of ESPN.
Okay.
So that's my TV, except for Bones. And I have a word review for Bones. I guess a sound effect review for Bones.
That'd be an onomatopoeia for Bones.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You can't say that on.
I don't think that was one of George Carlin's words.
Oh, okay. Well, then, fuck. Oh, that was one.
I think that was one, yeah.
What about you, man? What are you watching?
So I finished the Ken Burns baseball documentary talking about sports.
Okay.
It was kind of interesting. So the last 2 episodes or segments or whatever you call them are extra innings. So the original documentary was only 9 parts. And then he went back in, I want to say 2010 or 2011 and added an additional 2 segments. So the first documentary ended in 94. So then the last 2 were everything that happened from like 94 to 2006.
Okay.
So you saw the home run chase in there, the McGuire Sosa, and how they were all juicing. So that was a big part of it, was all the juicing that was happening. They talked about A-Rod getting the $250 million contract, which was
hugely
stupid.
Well, not for him.
Well, not for him, no. They talked about Ichiro.
Did they really go into Ichiro?
They went into Ichiro.
Nice.
Because Ichiro was the first Japanese position player that got brought over to the MLB. You had pitchers before that, but he was the first position player.
And one of the only players whose first name is on his jersey, not his last name.
Yeah, but because it's actually his family. It's all that. Yeah.
Plus, there's in Japan, there's a bunch of Suzukis.
Yes.
So you gotta go Ichiro.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they went and talked about the Red Sox finally winning a World Series. What they didn't go into, and I was a little surprised, was the Mariners 2001 season? Was it 2001? The 116 win season?
Yeah.
No mention of it at all. But it was a huge thing because they're tied for the most wins in a season ever. And still didn't even get to the series.
Obviously, I would like to have it in, being an M's fan. I'm curious, though, because I don't know what the rest of the documentary was like, if they could do, I don't know if they were just 5-minute segments, 10-minute segments.
It was all over the place. There would be some things they spent 30 minutes on, other things like brief 2 minutes.
Oh, so it could have just been a 2-minute mark.
It very easily could have been in 2001, the M's won 116 games. They tied the record. They didn't make it to the playoffs. Here's what happened in the playoffs.
Yeah, what the hell, Ken Burns?
So, but no, it was good. So I finished that. I think I mentioned last week, Pretty Little Liars is back.
Right.
So I'm all caught up on that. Episode 3 was last night. It's all, I think they're throwing red herrings out again, which is what the show does. What else did we watch?
Are you caught up on Game of Thrones?
I am caught up on Game of Thrones.
Can you tell me about the season finale? Because right now the only controversy I know is that Cersei was supposed to be shamed and forced to walk through the street naked,
Mm-hmm.
and they used the body double. And apparently that's some big what to do.
Oh, I didn't know it was a body
It
double.
was a body double.
Okay.
So,
Regardless of whether it was her or a body double, that was a really hard scene to watch. Because so
when did she stop being queen?
So they've given the religious people kind of control of the city. So you still got the king,
Okay.
but now you've got the
fanatics.
yeah. There's a name that they use. I don't remember what it is, but essentially they can go out and anybody that they think is not following the religious practices, they can punish them however they see fit.
Old gods or new gods?
New gods.
Okay.
I think. I don't remember.
Not like Orion level new gods,
No.
but I know what you're saying. Nerd joke.
There you go. So they locked her up on suspicion of incest,
Okay.
which
Confirmed.
yes. So she was like beaten and kept in a cell forever, and then they finally say, "Okay, you can go home after your absolution or whatever it is. I don't know.
Penance.
Essentially, yeah. So they cut all her hair off, strip her naked, make her walk through the entire town back to the castle. So the whole time there's people lined up on both sides, like throwing stuff at her and just like cussing and all this kind of stuff. And you're like, oh, that's kind of awkward. Oh, it keeps going. It's like a 5-minute scene. It's like real time walking from one end of the keep to the other.
Here's what I don't get, though. She is a highly political, influential character.
Mm-hmm.
Can't she just start smiting people when she gets back there? Like, have the mountain or the hound go to town? Well, it's not the hound because he's dead.
Well,
But the mountain.
she's the mother of the king, but she's
Right.
not actually like
I know, but she still holds some... Because that little shithead's still king.
ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they even took the queen, the actual queen, and the queen's brother. So
that little bit you told me, I'm intrigued to hear how these people came into power. Everything else about this show makes me just still be about it.
I thought it was good. The ending, though, I did not see coming, and I don't know. Like I said, I have not read the book, so I don't know if it stayed true to the books or not.
From what I heard, they are now officially going to start deviating,
Okay.
or that this season began their official deviating from the books. But go ahead.
Jon Snow's dead.
Really?
That is the very last scene.
Like real dead or dead?
So he, the Night's Watch at the wall. They got a bunch of the I don't know what they're called, the people that live north of the wall, the wildlings. They brought as many wildlings down as they could because they know the White Walkers are coming to attack, so they're going to have like a unified force, whatever. None of the other Night's Watch approved of it. It was totally Jon Snow because he's Lord Commander of the Night Watch now.
Right.
So the scene opens. He's in his den or study or whatever you want to call it, and somebody comes up and says, "Somebody spotted your uncle." Who his uncle's in the first season. He's I
remember him.
Ranger. They're like, somebody spotted him. You got to come talk to this guy. So he comes out there, and then just gets attacked by all of his own men. They all keep like coming up and stabbing him and saying, "For the Night's Watch, for the Night's Watch, for the Night's Watch." And the very last scene is Jon Snow laying on the ground, and you just see this huge pool of blood seeping out of him.
So is Jon Snow going to become a White Walker? Are they going to burn him, or is he not dead? Like what?
I think he's dead. I think that's maybe like the first big deviation that they take from the books is we're not going to have Jon Snow anymore.
Okay.
So that was interesting. So I watched that. What else did I watch? Oh, Jessica found this YouTube series.
Oh no!
It's actually really funny. So you're familiar with the Olsen twins?
Yeah, of course I'm familiar with the Olsen twins.
Right.
They refused to do the new series.
Yeah, they did. Which, I mean, I don't blame them. If you're making that much money, why are you going to go hang out with Dave Coulier anymore?
Are they? What are they doing in that? Are they making money right now besides their clothing line?
Their clothing line makes bank.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize that was still a thing.
Yeah. It's crazy. And then I think they still get royalties from Full House and syndication, and they're probably making some money off all those stupid movies they did in the 90s where it's like Mary-Kate and Ashley's Tea Party. Or
Right.
whatever.
Mary-Kate and Ashley is a pet detective.
Yeah. So anyways, there's this YouTube series called Very Mary Kate. And at first I'm like, oh, she's trying to be a YouTube star now? But it's a total parody of the Olsen twins. So whoever the lead is Mary Kate, and she's just total ditz. And like there's this episode, and they're only like 5 minutes, but there's this video where she's like giving a presentation in class. She's like, it's the Mary Kate diet plan. How it works is you look at a picture of food, and then you don't eat.
Okay, that's cute.
It's like, but it's totally making fun of her. And she's like, if you're like me, you've probably never seen a potato. It shows a picture and it's an ear of corn.
All right, that's cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it's actually really funny. And there's like 45 of them. They're all like 4 or 5 minutes. I think we've gotten through about 8 or 10 of them now. So if you got like 5 minutes, you're waiting for a plane, throw one of
Just
those
watch a
on.
couple of those.
Yeah.
I have a flight tomorrow. Interesting. Okay.
But that's it for me for TV. Did you watch any movies?
I did. I watched Jurassic World.
You did.
Yeah, you didn't.
No. From most of the people that I've heard, I think I lucked out on that one.
You should apologize to Matt. He was very disappointed you weren't there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because my hat had its own seat next to Jessica. It's rude to wear your hat in a movie.
Right.
It's take off your hats at the dinner table, inside a church, and in the movies. Those are the 3 big ones. So took off my hat, put it next to Jessica. And Matt thought we were holding his seat. And the movie kind of begins. I'm like, oh no, he's not coming. He's like, oh, fine. He wasn't actually mad or anything. He was just like, oh.
He was more confused.
Yeah.
Did you tell him about the reboot?
I did. He
He
knew
was
about the
aware.
reboot of
Okay.
Reboot.
Okay.
And it's been in discussion for a while.
Right. But it sounds like it's actually moving
It's
forward
actually
now.
coming to fruition.
So.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go back and watch the original.
Reboot?
Yeah.
It's on the Hulus. I know you don't have the Hulu.
I bet it's also on the interwebs somewhere.
It is on the interweb somewhere.
Yeah.
Netflix or torrent. But God, torrents are so dicey right now,
know.
man.
I know,
So
it's hard.
dicey.
I actually ended up torrenting Game of Thrones.
Oh.
'Cause-
So,
Because I have on demand,
yeah?
but apparently it doesn't work on HBO.
No, you need HBO Go.
Yeah. Which I think I have because I subscribe to cable with HBO, but I have to sign up.
Yes,
separately.
that's right. So the only notification I've gotten from Comcast about the torrents is Game of Thrones season 4, episode 1.
Okay.
Like 2 days later, I got this letter in the mail, like, you son of a bitch, you did this and you can't do that. And essentially it was,
Never got a letter.
I got the letter. I got the
So
letter.
much.
And it was just, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've downloaded terabytes. I know, because I have to keep buying external hard
Yeah.
drives.
Yeah.
But I got the letter. And it wasn't like it was we know you did this. It may not have been you. It is your first offense.
Right.
Just know, we know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I now know you know.
Like last weekend, I downloaded season 2 of Ray Donovan and everything so far of the current season of Game of Thrones, and then like 4 movies, all within a 2-hour span.
So
nothing.
Here's my recommendation. Hey, like I said, it took me a week. My recommendation, or what I was thinking about doing, there's a couple I'm curious about, like this season of Game of Thrones. So I'm going to take my laptop over to a Starbucks and just...
Those sites get blocked at Starbucks.
Not if you use a VPN.
Well, that's true.
So you just VPN and then... Which, okay,
I wonder if
is-
I could still access my old Works VPN.
here's what I don't understand. It's a VPN. You're still going to the site. It just says you're in Canada instead of the States, but your IP address doesn't change, nor does the site change. And yet,
The VPN doesn't mask your IP?
no.
Oh, you're using those VPNs.
Yeah, it is like a simple free app. And yet, golden,
I had one that I was using for a while that made it look like I was in Netherlands.
right?
Totally masked my IP,
See, now that's nice.
and it was free.
The other option you can do, so downloading the torrent packet is not illegal. Downloading the file that it then magnets is.
Yeah.
So you can just grab all the torrent packets and then use the magnet file at the Starbucks as well. Because it doesn't actually block that.
There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Public libraries. That's an option.
We know what Frugal Brutal would say about public libraries.
So I'm not saying I have done this, but public libraries, at least the one I was told about, all their hardline that goes into their computers is all DHCP automatic. It's not a static IP. So he literally was at one of their stations with his laptop plugged in, pulled their computer off, so it was a faster download, and he got his warrants and bailed.
There you go.
I'm like, well,
that's not a terrible idea.
It's not the worst idea.
I do live right by a library.
See, like I just want you to have options, Jay.
Right? Yeah. And obviously for all of our fans out there, also.
Yeah, guys, like seriously, torrent this video if you want. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't really know why you would, since it's
Jay.
free.
Don't.
Anyways, so
we're trying to rebuild a torrent.
You watched Jurassic World.
I did watch Jurassic World.
What do you think of it?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Like, here's the problem with this, and with every Jurassic Park movie. It's obviously the best of the sequels. I liked it. I like it more than Jurassic Park because I made the mistake of rewatching Jurassic Park, which does not hold up.
No, didn't hold up like a week after it released.
This movie's kind of the same way. I went in. I didn't even have a beer. I had water, had some snacks, watched the movie, and I enjoyed it for what it was. Visually, it was awesome. The story, it had a shit ton of plot holes.
Well,
but so does Avengers. So does all those. All those movies do. So everyone I talked to about it, they're like, well, if you really thought about it in the aspect of fuck you. If you really thought about it, they're cloning dinosaurs and making up DNA in the meantime.
Right.
Guess what? Obviously, it's all. Suspend belief, suspend science, accept their fake science, and just enjoy it for a huge T-Rex and apparently a pack of velociraptors that follow around. What's his name?
Chris Pratt.
Thank you, Chris Pratt. Just if you accept it if you go into it with the same logic that you go into a superhero movie with. At least I do. I go in with a suspending all belief.
Right.
Not some, not when it's convenient, all. You have to suspend it all and just enjoy it for what it is. It's a lot of fun. If you go in and even start to pick it apart, it's like a thread. You pull one and the whole thing's going to start unraveling.
Yeah.
Don't. Just go in,
don't
suspend belief, and enjoy it. And if you do that, it's good. And left wide open for another sequel.
Yeah?
Like wide open for another sequel. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Because the main guy who made the hybrid dinosaur, they all work for a larger company.
Okay.
And they evacuated him out when the park went to shit, and he pulled some of the embryos with him and he left. So you're like, well, clearly we have another movie coming.
He's going to just fly over to Genosha now, and there's mutants.
Yeah. Well, he's going to Utopia. He's a little bit more current.
Genosha's still around?
Yeah, but Utopia is where the mutants are now.
Well, yeah. But you've also got people there to prevent you from doing crazy shit. Genosha, nobody cares.
I feel like Beast might help you. Or there is...
Dark Beast, maybe.
Dino Boy, what's his name? The X-Men who does turn into dinosaurs.
That's a thing?
Oh, yeah, that was a thing. He's one of the new X-Men. He's one of the new X-Men.
This is why I stopped reading the X-Men.
No, dude, like he runs around with, what's his name? Oh, I just forgot his name all of a sudden. Not Hellfire. What's his name?
Hellion?
Yes, thank you. He runs around with Hellion and all the other ones.
The guy with the telekinetic hands?
Yes, he runs around with Hellion and all the other ones.
Okay. Got it.
What about you? Any movies?
No. I'm going to see a movie this Friday.
What are you going to see?
It's very current. It's called Metropolis.
Oh, yeah, that's... definitely within the past 40 years. Is it older than that?
I'm going to see the German silent film Metropolis from 1927.
Okay, the one with the silver robot and the antenna? Okay.
The Everett Historic Theater does a thing, and I haven't got to go to it yet, so I'm excited because I also like this movie. They'll play the silent film with live organ accompaniment.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Right? And it's only $15.
What else have they done?
I don't know what they've done in the past, but they've got a couple coming up. I think they're doing like one a month for the entire summer. But it's cool. It's like $15, and I think they have beverage service. I know when I've been to events there before, they'll do like a wine and a beer service and then like some light snacks. And then afterwards, I go next door to the Irishman and I'm good.
You love The
I
Irishman.
do love the Irishman.
Speaking of movies, Red Hook is now starting their summer movie events. It's
We were
Thursday.
talking about the schedule.
We
last
did.
week.
It's every Thursday. It's $5. You get a beer, a sausage, and watch the movie.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Like for $5, like
right?
how are you not
The
in on
beer
this?
itself is normally like $6.
Yeah, and plus my wife works a mile from there,
Right.
so I can just meet her there on Thursdays. Yeah, totally.
I could just pop down from my work. It's not that far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a couple movies that I'm like, some of them like I don't care about.
Yeah.
Like Dumb and Dumber. Nope, don't care.
I was talking to somebody yesterday who tried to tell me that Dumb and Dumber is one of the best comedies ever made, and it gets funnier every time you watch it. Like, really? Because the first 10 minutes of that movie is all I've seen, and that was enough.
Hold on. As in the one that came out last year?
No, the original.
Oh, that's right. That movie also sucks. The one that came out last year or this year?
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah, isn't there also a Dumb and Dumber?
There was a Dumb and Dumber, which was not a
Right.
sequel.
It was a prequel.
It was a prequel with different different
Yes.
actors, yeah.
Yeah, all of them kind of suck.
Yeah, they're all pretty dumb and dumbest.
Yes, even the original, it's bad.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad, let's talk about some comic books.
You didn't like it. Okay, what'd you get?
Here's on my poll, and then we'll get there. I got Magneto.
Okay.
Which is not.
Have you been reading Magneto?
I have not read like the past 7.
Okay.
Have you?
Yeah.
And
So here's my thing about Magneto. It's really good until they figured out they had to tie it into Axis.
I agreed. It went downhill there.
And then it was super shitty. And then I felt like they were starting to get it back on track.
Yes.
And then they're like, oh, Secret Wars. Fuck.
So I haven't
Done.
read it since Secret Wars.
Okay.
So maybe not 7 issues. Maybe only like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read it since Secret Wars. I know it's ending.
Mm-hmm.
I know the solicitation for Red Skull, Secret Wars, so it takes place in an alternate universe, is Magneto in his white costume and he's painting his face red.
Ugh.
So the image itself looks kind of cool.
Okay.
Armor Wars, Justice League of America #1.
Oh, the new... Okay.
The new series. I got the Flash variant cover.
Okay.
Wonder Woman 41, the Joker variant cover.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested in this. She gets her new costume.
Right.
It's all supposed to be about the end, apparently begins the redemption of Donna Troy.
Right.
So I'm intrigued by that. Robin, son of Batman #1.
Shoot me now.
So I like Robin. I don't love Damian. I like Robin.
Right. I don't like Damien either. And
The
I know
fact
that
that
it's...
he has a werebat with him.
A who?
A werebat. That guy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's going to be 1 issue, and I'm going to pretty much drop that. Dr. Fate #1, which I hear is a lot like Ms. Marvel, and I'm not a big fan of that, so we'll see. Secret 6 #3. That's right, issue 3. Remember 7 months ago when I said issue 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, issue 3.
God damn you.
Sinestro 12. And the book that we will both be talking about today, Alex and Ada 15, Conclusion.
Okay. I got The Kitchen, Letter 44, and Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Digitally. And then I got, so I hadn't been to the shop in a couple weeks.
I see.
So I just now picked up Green Lantern 41. And I got Sinestro 12, Magneto.
So you're still beginning that as well.
Huh?
You're still getting Magneto.
Well, I'm going to get it till the end.
Yeah, it's kind of that's where I'm at too.
Yeah. So Magneto 19, Lazarus 17, Revival #30, Batman #41, and Alex and Ada 15.
Did you read Batman 41 yet?
I have not. Literally, the only thing that I got today that I've read is Alex and Ada.
Okay.
And I didn't even think I was going to get a chance to pick this up, but you were running late. So
I was
got to
running
run to
late
the
today.
shop.
What? Okay, so before we talk about it, when we left off, Ada was killed. Alex got arrested for having a sentient robot.
Right.
In this, he is tried. He's found guilty of several accounts. One of them not sentience, but the ownership ownership and
destruction of police property,
aiding and abetting, all this other stuff. He gets 25 years in jail.
Yeah, but he did not get charged with having a sentient robot.
Right.
He got charged with tampering with a robot, but not having a sentient robot. If he got the sentient charge, it would have been like 50 years, is what they said.
And we find out that it was his female friend, not his ex-girlfriend.
Bitch.
Right? Female friend turned him in. We then spend 25 years with him in jail in 2 pages.
Right? Yeah, that was.
And we learn that sentients are now legal. Everything's on the up and up. They're still being abused, but it's legal now.
Yeah, there's this whole process where, okay, you can have it. Okay, they've got rights, and now they're in the UN, and
because we learned that the prime intelligence, the people who put the chip in, actually were the ones who created sentience.
Right. Yeah.
Then his friends come to pick him up. He gets released. We find out that because of his grandmother's money, his house has still been paid for. His legal fees. They find Ada. She's released as property, as evidence. He finds out that her memory has been restored. Has been restored to factory default.
Right.
Then there's a small hidden file of the actual Ada that then he puts into the root memory system. 25 years later, after his imprisonment, Ada has her memories of before he went to jail. And the last page is them holding each other's face, crying because they've been reunited.
Okay. You're ready to tear this issue apart now?
I'm not going to tear it apart. I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay. There's things in this that actually really did bother me.
Okay, so we're on this. There are things that bothered me and things I liked.
Right.
Okay.
First, biggest issue I have, since when does Alex know how to read a cybernetic neural map? Like, oh, show me your operating system. Here's everything. Oh, I need to go to this, no, that, no, that. Let me pull this, move that. He didn't he work at a fucking desk job?
Yo, 25 years in jail. Maybe he... Counterpoint. 25 years in jail. If he knew he was going to see Ada again, maybe he studied that hoping he could do exactly what he did.
I don't know.
I agree.
I call shenanigans.
I don't know, and they did not specify either.
Because pretty much all we saw him do was lay his ass in bed.
Oh my god, for 4 years he did not get out of bed.
No.
Like literally for 4 years we just saw him move in bed.
Yeah. So I had that problem. I mean, it's kind of a nice touch that they do end up together at the end. I mean, that's kind of what we were hoping for the whole time.
Yeah, it's what you hope for.
But at the same time, it's kind of like a cop-out, because it's kind of like they did both endings. One of them died, yet in the end, they still end up together.
So we find out that she didn't die. When we thought she had died, she shut herself off. And she did that because in the process, she was trying to hide her history with Alex, hide it behind a security wall that hopefully the police wouldn't find.
Yeah, so essentially, she took her entire sentient consciousness, put it into a file, zipped the file, and hid it in the back of her
right.
mind.
So consider it layers. One layer was sentience, behind layer was factory default. She hid the sentience behind the security, behind the factory default. So they were hoping that they'd only go to layer 2, get factory, and put it back and not look beyond to layer 3, which is what happened.
So, and here's the thing. So they say in there that the authorities got through all of her firewalls and her security walls and everything like that. She just happened to be able to make this extra layer of security that nobody could get behind. Isn't that scary as fuck?
Not that they didn't look behind, they just didn't bother to. But they didn't try to, because there was a dummy security that she put forth, and they thought that was it, and they called it good.
Because I took it to be like she created something that they didn't know how to get behind. Not that they didn't try, but maybe I took that wrong. But my thought still is, if she was able to do that, that's scary.
Dude, she's a lot more powerful than we ever imagined.
Right?
Let's just put that out there now.
She can do more than vacuum your floors.
Right?
Yeah.
So there are parts about it that I did like. I like that they ended up together. I like that after 25 years, which is the part I thought was weird. In the book, they were together maybe, what?
A couple months.
Couple months?
Yeah.
So wait, 25 years?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let the whole true love thing peek through. I like that it wasn't the guy who you thought it was. It wasn't Jacob.
Right.
It was this girl who was just wanted to be with Alex.
Yeah. She was like, I waited for you the whole time you were with What's-Her-Face. And then when you break up with her, you go for a robot, not me. I
Yeah.
rate below a robot.
Which
Yeah, bitch. After this, you do.
I thought it was interesting that Sue is the sentient android that they talk about.
Yeah.
We learned about her earlier. I thought it was weird that the girl who screwed Alex over showed up
Yeah.
and hugged him
Right.
like, oh, it's
And
okay.
He's all like, it's
And-
cool.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I was in jail for 25 years because you fucked me over, but bring it in, champ.
Right.
Like, that I did not like at all. Like, I'd have heard if he slapped a bitch.
Yeah. Okay, so when you were reading the scene where they're in the program
Yes.
and she starts to cut out, did you think they were making typos at first?
So
Where it's the butt, it's the
yes, the
BUT.
butt,
I'm like, what the? Who spell checked? And then they're like down here. There was another one.
the double iron rights.
Yeah. And I'm
Yes,
like,
I
who
agree.
the fuck spell checked this?
And then
And
I
then you
got
flip
to
the page
here, and I'm
and
all like,
she's-
oh, okay.
And it's hard because I see that shit so much in comics that I expect that it's actually just an error.
So also, the grandmother's android is here with the friends,
Right. But the
do you know-
grandmother's dead.
do you notice this part though?
Where she's there?
That's not grandma. That's one of the guys. Grandma's robot is gay. He's holding hands with a dude.
Oh, see, I totally thought that was grandma at first, and then later he's like, "She's dead." I'm like, "Oh, that's weird."
Yeah,
she
that
died like
wasn't
on the way
grandma.
home.
That was a dude.
Oh.
One of Alex's. So earlier before the guy that he goes off with, grandma's robot is gay.
Grandma's robot is a faithful servant to whoever is in charge.
He gets sentience later on.
Yeah.
So parts of it I liked. Again, parts of it I didn't like.
Yeah.
I did think it was nice that it was the boat scene. Though.
Right.
I
Yeah.
really did think that it was nice. Yeah, it was the boat scene.
But all in all, I think for the most part, it's a good conclusion to what I thought was a very good comic series.
Nope. Overall, I still really enjoyed Alex and Ada.
Yeah. I will still recommend it to almost anybody that asks.
So the question is, are you going to read Jonathan Luna's new series that's out?
I don't know.
It's listed in the back.
It's been solicited for a while.
Starbright and the Looking Glass, written and illustrated by Jonathan Luna.
So the only other thing I've ever read by Luna was actually, it was both him and his brother, and it was like 3/4 of girls, which was pretty good.
It's supposed to be very good.
So I think maybe I'll give the new series a shot. But
I've noticed, given the amount of travel I've had, I've been reading a lot more trades.
Mhm.
So I've been doing is picking up issue 1 of things,
okay,
and if it intrigues me, I'll pick up the first trade.
Okay.
So I'll probably do the same thing with that. With that said, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about.
right.
The Looking Glass makes me think of Alice in Wonderland,
Right,
so
yeah.
we'll see. The other thing, I sent you a link. I don't know if you saw it. We'll touch on this really fast, and then we'll go about our business for the week. John Constantine is now bisexual.
I did briefly look at that. I don't know. I've never been big into Constantine. I tried the show. I watched the first couple episodes of it, and nothing really propelled. Like, I still plan on finishing out at some point because now I really know. Oh, I've got 8 episodes. And I never have to watch another
never
episode.
watch it again.
But I can't help to think it's just that there wasn't enough interest in the show, so it's a marketing ploy to get more interest and maybe try the show again at some point.
I don't know.
But they did tear those sets down.
I know. It's not coming back. Man.
No.
The thing about it is, the thing that always bothers me about all of it. Why? What does this add to this character?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Gay Constantine, gay Iceman, nothing.
Nothing. Like, no.
I mean, you've
no
got North
point.
Star, fine. Like, that was his story from the beginning.
And that was fine.
Yeah.
Don't change it midstream.
No.
Like grandma's robot. All right, I have nothing else to add to this conversation.
No, I don't either.
We're good here.
Yeah.
You guys are good there. Enjoy your week. We will see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.